Hi, Tommy. How's it going?
Hello, Allie. It's going great. Thank you so much for having me on. I've been watching your videos for a very long time, so this is truly an honor. Um, I feel like you were one of the first Big Brother TikTokers that I saw, at least. Because now there's a bunch, but you were one of the OGs. Yeah, that's how I remember it.
Yeah, I would say I'm not necessarily an OG only because like there's BB Steph who's been doing it way
Yes.
longer than me. And a few there's like Abigail Adams, Sarah. They've been doing it since like when we all first got on, all of us millennials first got on TikTok.
Yes.
But so like maybe like since like right after your season, I think they started.
Okay. Okay.
Because that would have been like what 23 or 22 or something.
Yeah.
Um, but I only started last year.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do I feel I've just been watching your videos for a while then, I think.
Yeah, I started last year. But I've been a Big Brother fan since birth. I don't know, just kidding,
Yeah.
not birth because I wasn't
No,
born when I was
me
born
too.
when Big Brother
We were,
started, but
we
you know what I
were,
mean.
yep, we loved it in the womb, 100%.
So I just started last year and I really appreciate that you've been watching my videos.
Yeah.
That makes me happy.
Yeah.
I was so happy to see that you commented and like Claire, you were like, "Oh, I have so much to say about
Oh
some of
yeah.
the things I said." So we definitely need to talk about those because I thought what you were talking about with the wall yeller was like really important for people to know. And it
Yeah.
kind of shows like how when they cut the feeds, it's hard for people to know those little pieces of information that really mattered.
Oh yeah.
But before we dive too deep into it, you started off Big Brother. That was not like your introduction to media, right? Like you had been on Broadway before.
Yeah.
So tell me about that. Like what shows had you done before?
So the three Broadway at before Big Brother, the I did Disney's Newsies and Pretty Woman on Broadway. I was in Pretty Woman, the musical, and then I left for Big Brother, and the
Oh,
show actually closed while I was in the Big Brother house, and I had no idea because we have no communication. So, on the night that I got evicted, I, made my eviction speech, and I was like, "Thank you so much. Shout out to my Pretty Woman family. You're all probably watching backstage right now, but they were totally sitting
they were
home, and
not.
they were already home on their couches at that point. So
That's
they were all like,
crazy.
"Oh, yikes!" And then on finale night, Ovi came up to me on the stage and he goes, "Hey man, I'm so sorry about Pretty Woman." And I was like,
What?
"Thank you so much. Okay, got it. I'm out of a job."
What a way to find out that you're unemployed.
Yeah, yeah. It's really funny.
so so those were your like two major shows that you had done prior to
Yeah.
Big Brother.
And then I did one other Broadway show last year, The Heart of Rock and Roll. So that was super fun.
Yeah. Were you so I know you were a Big Brother fan in the,
Yes.
in the past. Um were you a recruit or did you apply traditionally for Big
Oh no.
Brother?
I applied 4 times.
Oh,
Yeah, I was dying to be on the show.
yeah.
When I first watched the show, I felt like I was meant to be on it. Like I just watched it and I just saw
Wow.
myself in the house. I was like, it was like it just clicked. I watched it and I instantly knew that I was meant to be on it. So I went and tried out. I was in finals for BBOTT. Um,
Oh, really?
yes, so that was fun.
Kind of a good thing you didn't go on that one. That's
I
I'm not throwing any
know,
shade to Big Brother or anything, but they like to act like that season never happened.
which
So
is so crazy to me because it's such a good season.
it's a
So I
great
don't
season.
understand why they do that. It's so frustrating. But
Yeah.
so I was in finals for that. It didn't work out, and I tried out 3 other times. Or no, 2 other times. Got cut after the first round, and then my friend, I knew somebody in casting, and he was like, "Here's what it is. You're an actor. They don't like actors, so you."
Mm.
And I said, "Okay, I'm gonna keep coming back until they get to know me, Tommy, as the super fan, and I'll just keep showing up until I finally get the chance." And that is what happened. So I just kept going
Huh.
back, and then eventually they gave me the shot, and I even said to them, I said, "I know that you don't like actors. I'm not an actor. I'm really just myself. Even when I do theater shows, I'm just being myself on stage. I'm not playing a character. I like just am Tommy on stage, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
you have so many people that play characters, play roles, and almost disguise themselves. I'm not one of those people. So I just had to like let them know that and like keep showing up and show them how badly I wanted it. And then eventually they gave me the shot. And it was the time of my life. I'm so glad that they did.
It definitely seems from others I've talked to that they truly do that to a lot of people. There are some people that are like, I just applied and I got right on.
Right.
And I think it's just a puzzle piece kind of fitting. Like you
Yep.
fit perfect with this other cast member. But some, like yourself, have said not only were you applying over and over again, but you were going through the process of casting over and over again.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Christie applied once for my season. So I applied 4 times. She applied once. Like it's different for everybody. And that's just what it is.
Speaking of Christie, did you, so obviously you and Christie knew each other
Yep.
pre-BB. Were you guys aware, I can't recall, were you guys aware of each other before you went into sequester? Or did you find
So
out
here's
when you
what happened.
got to the
The
show?
same the same person cast both of us or pitched both of us. And what he said is, I'm going to be real with you. They're never going to cast 2 gay people from Staten Island who have the same accent. It's the same age. It's just not going to happen. So, like,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be one or the other. I'm going to push both of you and we'll see what happens.
Hmm.
So, her and I were talking the entire process. And we knew that we were both going up for it, but we knew that it was one or the other, and we were just going to be good sports.
Oh, I see.
We like her and I lived next door to each other for a while. We would watch Big Brother together every single night. Like
Yeah.
we were major fans of the show together. So we both knew how much it meant to the other one, and we
Oh, that's so bittersweet.
yes, we would have
So
been
you
happy.
assumed that one of you would essentially go home as an alternate.
Exactly. So then she
Oh,
got a call that she is an alternate, and I got a call that they needed to come film a last minute package to send to CBS, which I put 2 and 2 together. I think that means I'm on. So that's what happened. Anyway, I get kidnapped. I say goodbye to her. Like we, it is what it is. She's like, "Yep, I'm getting kidnapped also, but I'm an alternate. So, go do your thing, kill it." And that's why when she walked in the house, I was genuinely
oh,
shocked because I did not think that it would be both of us. Once I walked in, I was like, all right, it'll be one or the other.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
so
had
that
to have
was,
been shook when you saw her. Like, what?
yep, I truly was shocked. That's why people are like, how'd you not know? I'm like, well, there's more of a story
I think they were lying to you just so that you couldn't sniff out what they were doing, maybe. Or do you think it really was like last
well,
minute
here's
decision?
the tea. The person who pitched us, he got fired. He was the scapegoat. So when we got out of the
Oh.
house, he was like, "Well, I got fired from casting for Big Brother because both of you were on the season." He apparently it was his responsibility to tell
Oh.
that we knew each other, but like he didn't even really know that we knew each other. He knew kind of, but not
Hmm.
really because he didn't know me from. He knew both of us from different walks of life, so it really wasn't his fault. And honestly, he's
That
better
sucks.
off because he's doing great now. He's fine. He's
Yeah.
for so many
And
shows.
that's not the only time that that's happened because the prior season, Kat and I forget her name, they kind of knew each other
That
from
was
like
my season
the.
too, right?
Oh,
Kat
wait, no,
and
it was your season. Yeah, that was
Jenna
your season.
Johnson.
Oh, did he cast them too? Oh gosh.
No, 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 no. It was Kat and Jenna Johnson. Or no, Kat and Holly knew each other too.
That's I couldn't remember her name. Kat and Holly knew each other,
Yes.
but
Well,
it was not like, oh, we're best friends. It was like they
no,
maybe had a picture or two on Facebook together or something. Like,
exactly. Yes.
yeah,
But because Christy and I knew each other,
very
we
well.
were
Yeah.
extra suspicious of other duos or links in the house. So
Oh.
that's why. And what happened was, um, this is like BTS. Like this is now you'll get like understand why things came like panned out the way that they did.
Yeah.
So one day, Kat said to Holly in front of Christy, "Oh, those are the same ones that you wore at Stagecoach, like the same like slippers or something like a shirt or jacket." So Christy was like, "Oh my God, they know each other. They fully know each other." Because
Yeah.
she slipped. She said like you wore those like in Stagecoach. That was a concert that they went to outside of the house. So now because Christy and I know each other, and she caught that, So we're like, oh my gosh, we're at the point, it's day 44. We're at the
Oh,
point of the game where we're about to cross over. This is the last eviction pre-jury. So now Holly and Jackson are together. Jackson and Kat like had a little thing, and now Kat and Holly know each other. So if you look at this as just numbers, there are three. So that was super dangerous, which is why we tried to flip the house on day 44, and that major fight happened. It
the
was all
Taco Tuesday. Was that Taco Tuesday?
no,
No,
that
that was.
afterwards. Day 44 was a big blow up where the big alliance blew up. And the reason why it blew up is because we were trying to get Kat evicted because we realized that she was a number for Jackson and Holly. And that was dangerous to go into the jury segment with with three people knowing each
Yeah.
other so much, but they
So
can't
the
edit
inside
that in.
so the
They
inside tea on that is that you two were so paranoid for 44 days at least
oh
because
yeah,
you were like, well, if we know each other, then that has to be like, similar to like the
yes,
BB6 where it's like
right,
people they were like half the people knew each other and half didn't.
exactly,
Yeah,
yes.
I would have thought the same thing.
So that's why our gears were turning, and so
Yeah.
we leaked to Jack. They know each other. We were like, so we got to get them out because whatever, they're dangerous going into jury like this. And that's why Jack was trying to help us flip the house. We were all trying to do it, but the issue was Sam and Christie could not get on the same page. So it didn't work out because of that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tea. Let me ask you one more thing because I remember when we interviewed Kenny, we asked him a little bit about sequester, and I thought this was such tea. So now I'm gonna like ask everybody that I
Yeah.
talk to the same question. Um, so it has been kind of like talked about by former contestants, just everywhere, not to me, but just in other interviews, that when you're in sequester for several years, they had people watching BB16, and then I have even heard Brittany Haynes talk about how maybe not BB16 because she wasn't playing, she played prior to that, but they had told her she had to watch at least a season before they would give her like something else to watch on Netflix or whatever.
Wow.
Kenny said that he was not permitted to watch any Big Brother.
Yeah, we weren't either.
So that's crazy because it's like some of the old, maybe that was something they did and then they stopped doing.
I think they
But
stopped doing it. I don't know when they stopped, but from what I know, I was definitely not allowed to watch any previous seasons. I was watching boring, horrible things that I didn't want to watch, but I would have loved to have watched old Big Brother at that
that would
point.
have been
I
great.
wasn't allowed, and I don't think that other people from my season were allowed either.
I think it might have happened. So I know that there's a lot of controversy about like Derek, and I feel like maybe it happened those few seasons after like BB17 people maybe watched 16 or
Right.
something like that.
Mm,
And it would make sense if they stopped because we did see several people try that. Let me be covert. Let me play
yes.
this big game but not, be covert
Right.
about it. But like, not everybody is an undercover cop, right? Like, not
Right.
everybody can do
Not
what
everyone
Derek
could pull it
did.
off the way that he does. So I
So it's
wonder
like,
if they were like, all right, enough showing 16. We got to move on from this. Like, if like we got to go back to 20 to 19 to 18
yeah,
if they were allowed.
I'll have to DM you if I interview somebody from 19.
Yeah, I'm curious when that stopped. I am,
Yeah.
but I see people saying that online all the time, and I'm like, that ain't true. We weren't allowed to watch anything. I watched The
Yeah.
Office, like seasons 1 through 3 of
Oh.
The Office, which is a great show. But I was so bored of it. I wanted to watch Big Brother.
You know, in some ways, I get why having every single player watch, I'm keep using BB16 as an example, would not be good, right?
Yep.
But give them all a different season to watch.
Let them choose. Let
Let
them
them
choose
choose,
which
sure.
season they watch. Like that'll be cool.
Then at least, I mean, you're there for 1 to 2 weeks. Like,
Yeah.
then you can at least get some kind of. I agree with you. I want to see the super fans, but I get why, we have the recruits for a reason because it's easier for production to look and be like, oh, I've seen this person. I know that they've got it. But
Yes.
I still love the idea of somebody walking in to a blind interview, casting call. I love the idea of like you
Oh,
applied 4 times. Like I love that. So and
no, me too.
people like you, I remember Izzy. Take Izzy for
Oh,
example. She enjoyed her time so much that it was funny because she was best friends with Suri, and Suri was like, oh, we have to sing happy birthday. Oh, I have to wear this. But it was hilarious to watch that
Yeah.
perspective too, because she was a gamer at least. But Izzy thoroughly enjoyed even being on slop. She just
Yeah.
enjoyed it because she was there for the ride. And you
Yeah.
were like that too, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I love
It was a
that.
dream. Would you ever want to compete on the show?
Um, I think I applied once, but I it was like I didn't take it seriously. But I'm 32.
Hmm.
And when I became, so I had to wait till I was 21, right?
Yep.
Because, you know, and then that was around like BB16 ish,
Okay.
BB50. No, yeah, like around BB16, I guess I would have been turning
Okay.
21. So, then life just happened and I didn't apply. And then
Hmm.
when I was 23, I got pregnant. So I have a son.
That's awesome.
So now it would be weird, right? Because he just turned 8, so like it would be really difficult for the filming of that.
Yeah.
I would miss a lot. So but no, but he and I've turned him into a super fan. So, but
Nice.
no, I would love to. I also think I can't keep my mouth shut, so I would have a lot of problems in the Big Brother house. I
Uh,
run my
it,
mouth too much.
it's like such an added layer when you have a kid because it's a sacrifice that I could
Yeah,
never imagine. Like even Amy, she has 3 kids. She's in the house this season. Like that's a huge deal. Rachel's got 2 kids.
yeah.
Like to see a parent leave their family for a little bit and compete, it's a big sacrifice. It's a lot harder to make that work. Um, but I hope
You
that
have an added sacrifice now if you were to go back
yeah,
because I've been following you and I saw clips of your wedding. I wanted to be there so bad. It looked so, it was like a movie. Like
thank you.
literally, it was like a movie watching your wedding.
It was
So, did you know your husband before? I guess not because you were pretty single during Big Brother.
yeah.
You met after, I assume.
Yeah, we met after probably like how long after? Maybe like a year later. Um, and he's the best. He's amazing. We met on Hinge. He's
No way! I love hearing that.
mhm.
I love hearing that.
Yeah, he's great. He's the perfect match for me. It's awesome. I'm very lucky. Um,
So cute
he's
online.
Italian from the Bronx. He comes from a great family. He's like the opposite of me, which is we just, it's just good. We're good together.
Yeah.
Very, very lucky. I am. It was, yeah, even filming the show that I just did was really hard because we got married and like 2, 3 weeks later, I was on a plane to London. So we were gone separated for like 3 weeks. So it was, it was rough for sure.
Yeah. So
Uh,
speaking of the show you just filmed, that is the nine, it's called 99.
99 to beat. Yep. It was so much fun. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a little clip, a little trailer, and you
Yep.
were like stacking some little tiny
Oh yeah, we did
thingies
a
and
lot of different challenges. It was it's funny because Big Brother happens over the course of 3 months. Um, our season was 99 days, and then Big Brother was so difficult, but I didn't have a hard time being away, being off my phone. As long as I have somebody to talk to, I'm
mm.
entertained and I'm present and I'm like, it's not that I'm okay then I'm good. Um, but then there was the challenge. The challenge was difficult
I
because
forgot about the challenge. Yeah, I'm not a challenge watcher, so you'll have to tell me how you did on the challenge.
I did not do well. But
Oh,
we could skip over that chapter. It was fun. It was a good time. I met some great people, and I love the show. It's a great show, but it's just not. You know how I say like I watched Big Brother and I felt like I was supposed to be on it instantly. I feel the opposite about the challenge. I watch it and I feel like I'm not supposed to be there, and yet I somehow wound up there. So I'm good with the challenge. It was a fun ride. Now 99 to beat. Ironically, I was filming that show for the shortest amount of time, and it was the most difficult mentally. It was the most emotionally and mentally challenging experience I've ever had in my life.
wow.
With the challenge and Big Brother, you film 3 challenges or competitions a week. With this, you film 3 to 4 a day. So your emotions, the roller coaster that you're on is is wild. You're filming 12 to
Yeah.
16 hours a day. It's it was wild, but it's going to be a great show. It
Were
was a great
you, you
experience.
may or may not be allowed to answer this, but were you able to interact? Because I kind of saw you screaming, like, let's go, dad. Were you able to interact on these competitions with your dad? Or,
I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but
okay, I
whatever
saw
you
you like yelling, like, let's go,
whatever you
dad, or
saw on
something.
yeah,
So,
whatever you saw in the trailer,
okay.
I could talk about. So if you
So you
saw
were
that
able
on
to
the
say, let's go,
trailer,
dad.
yep, yes.
Okay. Okay, I get it. Um, so,
Yeah.
what else was I going to ask you?
But I
Okay,
got to go
so
with my dad, so that was great too.
yeah,
It was
so
awesome.
yeah, so it was hard to leave your, your spouse behind, but
Yeah.
at least you were at least
Well,
close to your dad in the filming process.
yes. So the way that it went down was Rachel Riley actually called me 2 days before me and
I
Joey's
forgot.
wedding.
I forgot she does
She
casting
cast.
now.
So
Yeah.
so she called me 2 days before the wedding and she was like, "Hey, would you want to do a show?" And I was like, "Oh my God, Rachel,
Ah.
yes, but can you please call me back after this weekend? I'm literally about to walk down the aisle." So it was originally they wanted me and Joey to do it. But Joey is not that type. He's like,
Okay.
it's not for him. He works in insurance and he has a normal
Mhm.
person job and he can't take off for 3 weeks and then
Mm.
also take off for a honeymoon, then also take off for the wedding, then his cousin's wedding, then my cousin's wedding. He couldn't swing it vacation wise. So we were trying to make it work. Like we were like seeing if we could make it work together. I live 5 minutes from my parents. I'm actually in my parents right now. Our podcast studio is in my parents' house. And
Stop. I love it.
so I was at my parents in the kitchen talking about this with Joey, and my dad goes, "I'll go." And then I was like, "All right, I'll pitch it." So that's what
That's
happened.
awesome.
And we wound up going together, and it was an amazing experience. It was great. Very grateful I got to do it with him.
Yeah, that's one of the things I really resonated with you a lot on during Big Brother because I also have a really large I can walk to my grandparents' house from my house.
Ah, I love that.
Yeah,
Family.
big Catholic family. So I resonated with like you really missing your family in the house.
Yep.
But you having Christie in there, I think that is similar to like you having your dad probably on this new show, even if you're not able to work with him, I don't know, on the new show, but having him
Yeah.
there probably felt close to something or someone.
Absolutely, 100%. That's exactly right. Like I had a piece of home there with me. That was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Um,
I love that.
yeah, yeah, for sure. It's funny because every reality show I've done, I've walked in with another person that I know at this point. It was
That's
Christy,
true.
and it was Annalise, and now then it was my dad. So,
That's true.
yep.
So, speaking of, so okay. How do you feel about the people knowing each other? I didn't realize that it was completely unintentional, but I'll just give you my opinion. I don't really care too much about the pre-existing relationships because I'm of the opinion that it can be a blessing and it can be a curse in
Hmm.
some ways. Um, Jared and Suri, we spoke about them. My hot take is that Suri might have actually gone farther without Jared. Dick and Danielle. I don't know that Danielle would have gone to final two without Dick. I really don't think she would have.
Mm.
So I think that it is all situational, and I don't
Yeah,
know that it's a advantage. I don't love a twin twist. That's not really my favorite thing.
yeah,
Just on
me.
a viewer standpoint, I don't love it. But I don't think that knowing Christy was like some extreme advantage. I think it was helpful,
Yeah.
but I don't think it was. So how do you feel about that type of twist on a show, especially now that you were a part of it, kind of unintentionally?
I completely agree with you that it's not a pot. It could go either way. That it could either be a positive or a negative, and it's probably a little bit of both. Even with Christy and I, it was we played very different. She
You
was
did.
she I was way more like just like calm and I don't even know how to put it, but she was like reactive and just
You
she
were silently, you were more covert. You were
Yeah.
silently running your alliance. I really believed that.
Thanks.
Um,
Yeah.
Christie was also running some things, but it blew up for her a little quicker, like the Taco Tuesday.
Yeah.
It blew up, a little bit different for her than it blew up for you. Your blow up was because Mickey was just making things up and completely
Right.
making things up. I don't think you really did anything to warrant that other than him just
No.
decide, and I get it, he won the game, so it is
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah. Which that's another thing I guess we should talk about is, your season was quite controversial.
Hmm.
So did you feel, I don't remember, did you vote for Mickey at the end? I
I
can't remember.
did.
I thought you did. Did
Hmm.
you feel like it was so tense watching it on TV, that finale night? Um, those interviews that Julie's not as tough as she used to be. She's not like that anymore, but she was really tough on Jax and she was really
Yep.
tough on Mickey. Did you
Yep.
feel how like tense those moments were?
Yes, but we don't. Here's what it is. Like you're there on finale night, and it's not like you have another finale night experience to compare it to. So
Valid.
it's tense, but I didn't know that it wasn't until our votes were locked in and that we were talking to the pre-jury and we're hearing from
Mm.
Kemi, Ovi, Bella, Sam, David. It wasn't until we were hearing from the pre-jurors that I realized, oh, I see what this has been, and now
Hmm.
that's when you realized.
Yeah, because
But
you made it to fifth place.
mhm,
So
yep,
you were part of the jury and David watched the whole season. Well, maybe
yep,
watched the whole season. I don't know if he really watched the whole season, but he, he was
he
able to.
probably did. I think he
I
did.
don't know because let's be honest, like he went to All Stars. I'm not no shade, David, but like he went to All Stars and he didn't seem like he watched any Big Brother still. So
Well, it's
Javon was
funny
trying so
because
hard to wake him up like every day.
I love David so much.
He's pretty
He
cool, yeah.
he's amazing. He's great. He came in day one and was saying like, "I'm just here for a showmance." I He was like, "I'm here for a showmance." He's like, he was looking at people and going, "Do you see this? I just accepted you. I just incepted you." So he was doing a little weird things. He was. So it was like, but and I think with our cast, there were so many super fans that if you
Hmm.
weren't a super fan, it actually put a target on your back because
I love that actually.
yeah,
I love that.
the super fans, we were like there were a handful of people that weren't super fans and we were like, oh, they don't want to be here as much. Like
Hmm.
they don't know what it means to want to be here. And so that you have to earn your stripes
Yeah.
essentially. So and
I
David
really
was
like
one
that.
of
I
them.
never thought of that before, that if there's more than the other, then it would actually flip the dynamic.
Oh yeah.
Whereas,
Everyone from our season
right
was
now you're a target if you know too much about Big
I
Brother.
know it's
So,
even like winning first HOH, the way that they're all like, I don't want to win it. I don't want to win it.
yeah.
With I do think that that shifted once now that they're keeping the AI arena or the blockbuster, whatever, it does change the game because you have to
Hmm.
nominate three people right off the bat. And that's getting a lot of blood on your hands. It's almost
Hmm.
like the cons don't, or the pros don't outweigh the cons at this point.
Hmm.
So, whereas in old school Big Brother, winning first HOH ensures that you're going to build a foundation for the rest of your game and that you're going to make
Hmm.
these alliances that's going to carry you. And if you look at the statistics from like like old school seasons to probably season 21, the first HOH does really well in the
Hmm.
game. So we all went in there wanting to win it. And it's so interesting to see the new cast. They're like, nope, not for me. I'm throwing
Hmm.
it. And I kind of get it, though. It does make sense. Anyway, that was a tangent. How did I get there?
No, I agree with you, and also I think we've seen a lot more. Your season, I don't recall if you had voting with the house situations, but we see a
Oh, yeah.
lot of I'm just going to
We
vote with
did.
the house. I'm just going to vote with the house. I'm just going to vote with the house.
Yep.
And I'm like, come on, guys! Like, where's Janelle? Like, let's have some
I know.
fun, you know? Like,
Yeah. You're right. We definitely were guilty of voting with the
but
house
it's
for
as
sure.
a super fan, I could see how that's scary. You don't want to be the
Yep.
outlier.
And
So,
then we had a couple of vote flips too, like a couple of like, it was always a blind side. It was either a blind side or a vote with the house. It was never a split vote. Um,
Or you're being inaccurately accused of attempting a blindside on Cliff and Nicole
exactly.
F,
Exactly. Yes.
Which okay, speaking of Cliff, watching you get to teach Cliff to dance, I loved it.
Yeah.
I literally loved that you taught them all how to dance. And that kind of started after your season. Then I noticed that we started seeing people do those dances. Part
Yep.
of it, I think, was TikTok, right? TikTok
Yep.
blew up like the season after you, I think,
Yeah.
during the pandemic, right? Because you were 2019,
21. Yeah, we were
20.
2019. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So right after that, I mean, I'm sure like the Gen Zs were on there already, but like
Yeah.
after that is when the millennials joined,
Yep.
and you see them doing what I call TikTok dances, even though they're just totally made up because they're not allowed to do stuff like that in the house. But like, and the music, they can't sing or anything,
Right.
but like they're making up their like last year's song that smacked.
No,
That song that they made up, it was so good.
I know. They have been so good and they're getting better and better. But I think it did start with my
It
season,
did.
so that's good.
It did. I mean, way old school, we would see them do like talent shows often.
Yep. Yep.
But like the group dancing, and then Julie gave you a whole segment.
I know. It was
You got
amazing.
your own segment.
That was amazing. There was so many moments that I was like,
My favorite moment, I put it in my BB memory lane of you winning HOH on your birthday.
yeah.
Nothing would top that.
How
That
can
was
you get
great.
a better birthday than that? Like literally, I will never have a better birthday for the
Never.
rest of my life.
Never.
Like I
Did
really
they
there's
throw
nothing
it to you
better.
just to like let you have it, or did you truly fair
No.
and square win it? I
I
couldn't
truly
tell.
I truly fair and square won that
It
100%.
was like one of those crapshoot competitions a little
It was.
bit, but
It was.
that is made it even better. Like
Yes.
that's fate, right?
100%. It was
I love
amazing.
that. And then like, and Julie saying, "Come on, birthday boy." It's like, "Oh, come on,
Yeah.
Julie." She knows that we live for those moments. It was great.
Oh, I know. I'm the only house guest to win HOH on their birthday.
Really? Oh, I hope
I mean,
that
what
stays
are
that
the
way
odds? That
forever.
is it. Those are crazy odds. It was wild. It was the best thing ever. It really was. Oh, so okay, back to I remember where we came from. Is it a pro or a con to play with somebody that you know?
Yes.
So I don't know because Christy and I played so different. I felt like she was a liability at times because she was going around the house talking so much shit. Sorry, can I
You
curse or no? All right.
Yeah, it's just gonna
So
be on YouTube.
she's talking so much. She's saying all this stuff, and I'm freaking out because I'm trying to like keep the
Yeah.
like keep it. I don't even know what the word is. Like keep her from exploding. So I had a hard time like controlling things, and she was playing so different than me, but we were attached. So I was so it was so stressful to play together, honestly. But in the same breath, she was a target before me. So she was protecting me in a way
Yep.
because people were going to go after her before me. But we just played very different and it was very stressful to be attached to her. Granted, now like I can as a fan especially I could watch back and see these iconic moments like Taco Tuesday
Mhm.
and just so many things like the way that she was unapologetic and bold and like she was really good at connecting with people. She is really good at connecting with
She
people.
was, yeah.
And she was running the house for a while, but in the
Mhm.
same breath, as soon as she was evicted, and it was top
You were
five.
vulnerable, I felt. As soon as she was gone, even
Mhm.
though no one knew your correlation with each other,
Right.
it felt immediately vulnerable for you watching.
Yes, because this was the trend. When someone would get evicted, the next week, everyone would just talk shit about that person. Like they would just say how glad they are that they're out, why they didn't like them, things that they did wrong, whatever. That was the trend. So when Christy got evicted, it was her turn for that, and everyone's just coming to me telling me all the reasons why they like the problems that they had with her. And in my brain, I'm like, oh my god, I want them to know why I was attached to her the whole season. Like, I want them to know why I was in her corner. It's not because I didn't see what they see, because she was a little wild sometimes. She was.
Mhm.
I love her to death, but she played a little wild, and I want me telling them the secret was because, or that I knew her, was because of two things. A, because the wall yeller admitted it already, and I think that people already knew.
So
But
what exactly did the wall yeller yell out?
the wall yeller yelled, Christie and Tommy own a business together. Christie and Tommy have known each other for 8 years. Both things are incorrect. My
Yeah.
aunt and Christie owned a business together, and Christie and I have known each other since kindergarten, which is a much longer time than 8 years.
Mhm.
So when I denied it, I wasn't lying. Both of those things were totally false. But they were kind of on to us, I think. Thank goodness the people that were in the backyard were Cliff and Nicole, because
Mm.
they too were honest players, which is ultimately why they decided to evict me, because they already had a Final Four with Jackson and Holly, and they could not go against their
Yeah.
word. But and they promised. They said, "Hey, what happens out there, stays out there. It that is not part of the game. We will not tell a single soul. So do not worry. We're forgetting it. We're literally
Yeah.
throwing it out the window. It never happened. No one in here will hear what we heard outside. Do not worry about that." But they did kind of know that they were onto something. So it was because everyone was telling me like the problems that they had with Christy. I wanted to let them know why I stuck by her the whole time, why
Yeah.
I took her off the block twice with the veto. Because, like, I did stick my neck out for her, and I wanted them to understand why. It was something more than game. She was family.
So
So
I don't think you went out right after Christie, right? Was there
I
like a
did.
double? Was there a double or
It
something
was a
right after
double.
that?
She went out on the second in the double. It was Jessica, then her in the same night. And then I went out
The
the following.
following week. Got it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's tough. That's
So
really tough.
that's why I wound up telling the secret. And you don't see that on the editing. And you also don't see on the editing that Nicole and Cliff never believed Jackson's lie.
That's good.
They ultimately just decided to keep Holly 30 seconds before. I mean, I feel bad because this is like so many years ago at this point, and like I
Yeah.
get so passionate about it still. Like, I hope I'm not sounding like, I don't know. I hope this is interesting for you and for people, because I could go on because
No,
it
these
was,
people are gonna be like, "Oh my god, I didn't know this," because like when you commented about
yeah,
the wall geller, because I will be honest,
yeah,
BB 20 and 21, I couldn't watch the live feeds. I think 20 ruined it for me. And
okay.
then I just had that like that chip on my shoulder going into 21, and I was like,
Yep.
20 was kind of tough to watch. So,
Then
but
21 started off even rougher. So, like, of course, you're like,
yeah, and so
I'm
then
good.
going into 22, I was really confused about David because one, I didn't watch the live feed, so I was like, why is this guy here? Like he was the one that I was like,
Yeah,
what is he doing here? I hardly
yeah.
remember him. I would have loved to have you from 21 if they were gonna bring somebody, but you were probably off doing your
No,
challenge
I was
stuff.
totally available and waiting for a call and just never got it, and that's okay.
I was sitting right by the
I
phone.
was it was funny because all the previous house guests were calling each other, like, or calling people that they thought might get a call. So I was getting calls from previous house guests. We were like gaming and like talking potential, but ultimately it didn't happen, and that's
Are
okay.
you a Survivor fan too, or
Oh
no?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so something that I found interesting, and I cannot remember who it was, but I recently saw an interview with a Survivor person, and they were talking about how it's so different. Well, they weren't saying it was different. I realized it was different, but they were saying like it's like almost not valued to pregame on Survivor, like because I think it's because you immediately split
Mm,
into tribes, and now they're doing three tribes, so your chances of being together are really slim to begin with. And
yep.
so especially the old school, like the Colby Donaldson, he likely was not, he was studying, and he's admitted that, but like I think he told Tina, and Tina told one of the RHAP affiliates, but he's not pre-gaming because they don't see the value, the older school. But these old school BB players, oh, Janelle is gaming. Like she's calling everybody, and then afterwards she's gonna blame everybody else on Twitter except for herself. Janelle's
That's
like my
so
favorite,
funny.
so I say that with love. But like,
Yeah. That's so
do you
funny.
have
I was
any
just with
cool pregame stories about that? Like people that called you or
I
anything?
mean, I was on the phone with so many people. I honestly
Yeah,
don't remember. But I was thinking maybe I'll get a call, but it just didn't happen, and that's okay. That's for whatever reason they felt like that was the right move. Um, yeah, it made sense, but also it didn't make sense. I feel like
Yeah, and you were not okay. So I touched on your season was polarizing
yes,
for several
mhm,
reasons, but you were not one of the people. Were you in the room for some of those polarizing statements? Yes, like some of the things Jack said, you were there, but you were not like participating that I recall in any of those, at
no,
least from
definitely
my
not.
non-live theater on that season's
The
perspective.
only thing that I was in the room for, I think, was oh yeah, there was one thing that I was in the
It
room
was
for,
the
but
rice pudding,
it was
wasn't
a
it?
that. Here's the thing, like that was I swear on everything, like that was a misunderstanding. That was totally a misunderstanding, and that was so unfortunate to see how
Really?
that. Yeah, we were literally just talking about rice pudding inside making slop pudding, and that it had nothing to do with the fact that she
That's
did.
what he said to Julie when she asked. He was like, "Oh, like
It had nothing to do with that. And it breaks my heart that listen, Jack's not perfect. Jack like really
there were
didn't.
other things he said, like the
Yes.
stomping in, was it
Yep.
like,
Totally.
maybe too much,
And
but
those are things I wasn't there for. Like,
yeah.
but the I think he said rice pudding. I think that's what it was. It was we would. It was
And
so
he
nice.
didn't, from my recollection, he didn't imply that she should go make it or she should go eat it. Or it
No.
was just like, I think you said something about slop pudding or something pudding. And he was like, yeah, rice pudding. And then everyone was like, no, slop pudding. Or like, it was just, that was it. It wasn't,
I
he wasn't
forgot what it
implying
was, but it
anything.
was he real. I really, from the bottom of my heart, and I will like at this point, Big Brother, what we went through, the controversy that happened with our season, it really has taught me to like speak up and really for what I believe and for when any injustices are happening.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing too that's tricky. When you walk in that house, you leave your morals at the door as far as I'm concerned. I'm willing
Hmm.
to do whatever it takes to win that money. If somebody is using slurs, I don't know if I would even today, I don't know if I would stand up and say the right thing the way that I would in real life because I
Yeah.
don't want to put a target in my back. That's the real
Well, that's the problem, right? And that's
right.
why they've changed the rule, at least to kind of hopefully combat
Right.
that. Because, hey, if somebody says a slur, you're choosing 750. Yours was
Yes.
yours 500 or
We were
750.
five. Yeah.
So you're choosing between $500,
five hundred thousand
$500,000,
dollars or
or standing
correcting
up
this
for your.
person and yep and
It's
standing
a
up for what's
really tough
right.
position.
It's
Yeah.
really hard. So like even like
Like last night on the feeds, I don't know if you saw, but there was
yep,
something said, and a word that
mhm,
I would never use. I
correct.
understand that it's definitely different than, for example, there was a slur said, what, 2 seasons ago that was just like, all
Hmm.
right, immediate ejection.
Yep,
I get it. This is probably not against necessarily the rules, but it's definitely a word that probably shouldn't be used in.
100%. But
And if
like
you say that word, it definitely just rolled off the tongue a little too easily.
mhm,
I probably would have made the same. Keanu was the one. I probably would have said the same thing because the
yep,
guy, he recognized, hey, I've been trying not to say that word,
yep.
and Keanu was like, yeah, you shouldn't say that. And
Yeah,
I
you
mean, we
could
kind of
say
left it
it,
at that,
but maybe the feeds aren't on. Like he was just. I would probably have done exactly what Keanu did. I do not fault Keanu for not like giving Zay a slap on the wrist. As far as I'm concerned, our job when we walk in that house is to do anything it takes to win that
to
money.
win.
I would do anything to win that money. I'm not being myself. I'm not being like in real life.
Yeah,
I would stand up for an injustice 100%. But
right.
it's
But we
different
don't need
in real
BB
life.
being a Stanford prison experiment, right? And so, like,
Yeah.
that's why, like, I think BB15, for example, got so bad because almost the opposite effect, right? Well, if everybody else is saying these things and
Mhm.
doing these things to each other, I kind of have to fit in with these three people to
Yep.
keep my lines going. And if I speak up, then, it's a,
Yep.
they teach you not to be a bystander, but when you're playing for that much money, so I do appreciate that CBS has kind of at least combated the problem a little by
Yes.
adding in some verbiage of, hey, these specific words, once they're said, that's it, no
You're out.
fly, you're out.
Because it shouldn't be on the
So
house guests
she
to
just, yes.
it shouldn't be their responsibility to right those wrongs. It should be on CBS. And so that's why I don't fault people like Keanu. Um, Even like I really don't remember being in the room for any of them. That's why, like I say, like the rice
Mhm.
pudding was, I really thought it was a misunderstanding in that moment, and I still think that today.
Yeah.
Um, but if I was, I probably wouldn't have said anything, but I would have just not taken part. Like that's the truth.
Get up and walk away.
I get up and walk away because I want that money. I don't want to put a target on my back. Like it's just, that's what I
And we saw,
feel.
okay, so great example. We saw somebody do that on the live feeds last night. Will got up and walked away. It wasn't a slur or anything like that, but it was like a very awkward conversation that not everybody would be interested in taking part in, especially a man that's got like 9 grandkids. And it
I
was,
don't know about this one actually. This
okay, so it was Jimmy
okay.
asked Rachel what it meant because they were all, somebody made a joke, an innuendo. And I presume that Jimmy is a golden gay based on his question. Because he was like, so what does it mean when a girl says that they're wet? And then everyone was like, it was just one of those like, and then Will was like, all right, this is where I get up and I walk away. See you later. Like,
See you guys later. Have a good time.
My wife is not going to want me in this room for this conversation.
That's so
and it was
funny.
also in the backyard, mind you. So it was like, it was hilarious.
Oh, that's
It was,
so
I found it
funny.
really funny. But I could see how it's like, hey, like, let me just dip out. I don't,
I'm gonna go.
he's a sports podcaster. Maybe he doesn't want his name kind of associated with that comment. Like, I don't know.
100%.
But yeah, no, do you feel like you don't hold any resentment or whatever? Do you feel betrayed? Not that you wouldn't talk to this person today, but are there any moves that happened while you were in the house that you were like, I really kind of felt betrayed by that?
No, not from the game. No. There are a couple of, for the most part, I really, really care for everyone and keep up with everyone to an extent. And
Hmm.
I wish everyone well. I'm in touch and good friends with most of them still.
That's cool. I love that.
Yeah, it is really
You
nice.
should have like a high school reunion party type of thing,
I don't think that they fuck with each other, but I fuck.
Oh,
But
that's tea.
yeah, they don't fuck with each other, but I
But
fuck with
you're
them.
still close with Christy, Avi.
Oh yeah, Christie is
Yeah.
truly one of my best friends still. I love her. Sis, Holly, Nick, Ovi, Nicole, and then I'm so close with so many of the other ones too. Like, or very close with, like, Kat and I are texting. We're going to Ovi's wedding together. Like, there's just,
Mm,
yeah, Cliff. I love. I see him, and for the most part, all of them. Kemi, I see her when I go to LA. We would be at events together sometimes.
she seems like a really cool person. Kimmy
She's
does.
great. She's great.
So does
I,
Kat. I love watching Kat's
yep,
content.
yeah.
So
What I love about Kemi is that she, like, never. I think some people get a little bit snarky just for views and likes and for the attention. She is, whatever she feels, she says, and it's real. It's how she actually,
authentic.
it's authentic. And that's what I respect about her.
Yeah.
She didn't always see eye to eye with even me or some of my friends, but she was always authentic and it never felt forced. It never felt, I don't know, just I have a lot of
Right.
respect and I could never imagine what she went through. That must have been I mean, it was a
Had to
very
have been.
difficult experience, um, a very different experience than I had, than anyone had. And I just have a lot of respect for her. But,
Yeah.
but there are some people that I can't say the same for because they're just doing it for, they did some,
Clout.
yeah, it was just for the clout, and I don't really, you'll say one thing behind closed doors, but then your actions online will show another thing that
Yeah.
I don't like. Then I'm
Me
like, that's
either.
when you lose me.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. There's a few BB creators that I can tell that they don't really watch the live feeds.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You tell too?
Yeah. You know what I loved? How Andy Herron actually said that the other day on Twitter. He's like, another year of me pretending that I watch the live feeds. When anyone asks me, I lie and say yes. But in reality, I just look at Twitter and just everyone's feeding me everything I need to know. Like, I love
And
that he was
that's,
just honest about that.
but hey, no, that's fine. Like if you're just tweeting about it, like, But the ones that get me are the ones that like okay, like if you're myself, right? If I wasn't really watching the feeds and
Mhm.
I just pretended like I was, but I was just scrolling through Andy Herron's tweets, like
Yeah,
that's dishonest, right?
I agree.
And there are a couple that I've noticed. I'm like, I can physically tell you're not. I can tell you're not watching the feeds
A
based
hundred
on
percent.
everything you're saying is something I could have pulled from Twitter.
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
Now, not to say that like I go to sleep, like it's
Right. Right. You
and
can't
I'm
stay up all
Eastern and they're
night.
Pacific, so like that's a big difference,
Yeah.
right? So like I go to sleep, and so if I pull a clip from Feedsbot, or I don't know, not Feedsbot, from Tombs, I will shout out Tombs and be like, "Hey, I had to catch this on Tombs because I
Yeah.
was asleep." Anyway, so like I agree with you. I don't like when people are just flat out like
Yeah.
dishonest.
I, even if people feel different than me, if they're being authentic, then I respect it. That's how I see it.
I agree. I love the authenticity, and I believe that there's like I'm like one of those people that believes there's room for like everybody to eat at a table, and so there's
Yep.
no reason to like throw shade on anybody. Like let's
Yep.
just chill, but like also let's be authentic,
Yeah.
like a little.
100%. Yeah. I completely agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a Oh, okay. Wait, one question I wrote down is, so what did you feel? I know I asked you how you felt at finale night. You said it was tense, but like you didn't notice a difference until after. But did you have any inclination as soon as it was over, like with Jackson hugging his parents and that, like, especially after Julie asked those crazy questions, like, well, not crazy questions, but just super intense questions. Did you like have a moment where you're like, okay, this season is going down in history for maybe something that we don't want it to go down in history for?
If I'm being honest, no. Honestly,
Really?
no, because I still didn't have my phone at that point. And I had the best experience of my life. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
lived my dream. I crossed off almost everything on my BB bucket list except winning. And I
Yeah.
got to do it all. And like, I was just so grateful and so happy and feeling so positive. And like, even almost winning like America's favorite player. Like, I was,
Yeah, you did. I forgot you came in like what, second or third?
yeah, like they just say
Really
the top
close.
three. So like,
Yeah.
I was so over the moon that like that happened, and it was almost like I heard it. I knew that I knew that they were rough. Like I knew that Jackson was rough. I knew that Jack was rough. I knew that they didn't get along with Kemi. I knew that the optics were not good. I saw people. I saw injustices in the house. I did. But I didn't think that it would overshadow all the good that I experienced. Like from my perspective, which I'm very fortunate, but my
I
perspective was
don't
super
think it
positive.
has. I don't think your whole season has been tarnished, but I think at least those two players we've talked about, I think are, I don't know if they're
Yeah,
blacklisted, but they're not players that I think will be ever called back,
right. Yeah.
Like yourself, I could see you being called back for something, but um
I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, you don't think they would call you back? Well,
Yeah, I
don't
feel
be
like
upset about the BB22 thing,
yeah, I
okay?
feel like it would have happened, honestly. I think that they might want
That
to
would have been
steer
the
clear
best
from our
moment.
season. Yeah.
That would have been the best moment to call you back, I guess, especially like, I
Yeah.
mean, no shade again to David, but like over David, who really, in my view, really, I mean, seriously, no shade, but like he wasn't an all-star in my view because
Right.
he hadn't played, well, he was there for like a few days,
Yeah.
or so.
Well, we all lived together for a full month because of the camp director twist or camp.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was
yeah, 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 yeah.
that
That
was
was weird.
we all got that time though. I did like that twist that everyone got.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was a cool twist that they would get evicted and then they had the chance to come back, but they continued to live there. I did think that was a really cool twist. But
So you
yeah,
were there for like 80 something days, probably.
86 days. Yeah,
It's a long time.
it was
Plus,
great.
then, okay, so what was the jury house like for you?
You got to do it. You got to try out. Your son would love to watch you.
He would. He actually would. He
And
actually
your
would.
family's all close, so they could take over and help out while you're gone.
Okay. Well, you call your baby people and be like, you got to get this girl Allie. She's great.
I
No,
think
I'm
that
just kidding.
your
Um,
videos speak for themselves. You don't need anybody
okay,
to
so
offer you.
truthfully, to be honest, like, you know how you were talking about how they don't cast like actors.
Yep.
I believe that they only and we kind of talked about how like your season had a lot of super fans, but I actually don't think they do that anymore, and I don't think that. Okay,
Yeah.
I think we could see it change because we have so many people this year specifically. I've noticed talking about Big Brother, even casually making videos about Big Brother.
Yes.
I up until probably this year, I would have never actually that was part of my hesitation on even starting to film about Big Brother a little bit, only because I was like, once I do this, they'll never cast me. I'll have too many opinions. I'll say the wrong thing and I'll just never get chosen. I could actually see that changing now because social media, especially TikTok, is such a big part of like everyday life now. And like
Yep.
it's been beneficial for like Love Island, for example.
Yes.
But I just don't know if I still believe that they're there yet, that they're ready to cast. You know, we saw them cast like a Corey in an America type of
Yep.
thing, and Izzy, but they weren't making. I mean, they make
Yeah.
content now, but they weren't at the time. I did look, and I saw America had like done some tweets and stuff like that,
Yes.
but um, I don't know. I'm not convinced that they're ready to do that yet.
Yeah, you're right. I hear that. It's
You
almost
know,
like,
it would be risky.
uh-huh. Yeah, it's because you know the game maybe better,
Too
maybe
much.
too good.
Too much. But I also think the other thing is that sometimes those of us that know the game a little bit too much, we become super, super, super paranoid, and maybe more so than the others. Like Corey, he was pacing like his whole first week. I mean, he was just
Yeah.
so paranoid. He didn't get overly paranoid, but you could tell he was
Yeah.
crapping his pants, you know? like
Yeah.
but no, I would love to. I would love to apply someday again. Maybe I'll give it a shot, but
You should.
you know,
Really do. I would love to see you on. I just love
thanks.
seeing super fans on. I really do. And I think you're right. Like there's a handful of people that are making videos on Big Brother all the time throughout the season on TikTok,
Uh-huh.
and Big Brother TikTok is growing. I do think that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a good time for people like you to try out. They could use you on.
Have you had any interactions in real life with people like coming up to you and just being like, "Oh my God, like I loved your season." Have you had any crazy interactions that you can think of like that?
Not crazy, but with all the controversy that came with our season and like kind of the dark cloud on it, I'll meet people and like it's all positive and it's really
Yeah.
sweet. And then I'm reminded that Twitter is a very small population or percentage
Yes.
of viewers. Most of the casual viewers, they don't
Yeah.
watch Big Brother through the same lens. And for that, I guess I'm a little grateful because they've given me more
No.
grace, and I appreciate the love. But yeah, but I've nothing crazy, but just it shocks me every time when I just was teaching in Florida and I went to get a smoothie, and the girl at the cash register, she looked at me and went, oh my God, I love you," and I was like, "That's so sweet."
That would have been my reaction too, probably. I would be like
I'm like,
so
"Oh."
shell shocked.
I'm like shocked because I'm just regular and
Regular.
I'm just a Big Brother fan. Like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, yes, I played Big Brother, but before I played Big Brother, I was just a Big Brother fan. I am just a Big
No, no,
Brother
no,
fan.
no, no. Give yourself a little bit more credit than that. You have been on The View, my friend. You've met with Whoopi Goldberg, dude.
Yes.
Like you need to give yourself a little bit more credit
Thank
because you've been around town,
thank,
okay? Like you're not just that you are regular, but you're not like regular degular, you know?
thank you. I feel I am, but I am regular. I've just done cool things, is like how I see it. But like, that doesn't make me different. Like, I don't feel like I deserve the way that people like freak out. Like, I'm like, I
Right.
deserve that. Like, I'm just the same as you. Like, I literally,
Yeah.
I would freak out if I met like someone that was on. Well, no, I wouldn't anymore because now I see that, like, they are regular too. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I just feel like I'm not worthy of that when
So
it happens.
no weird interactions, just like people super excited to see you kind of thing.
No, if anything, I get weird, even the way that I'm getting weird talking about it right now, because I just feel weird accepting it. Like it's very, very sweet, but I'm just like shocked still.
Yeah. That's very sweet though.
Yeah.
Um, so anything you would have done different if you could go back and change like any particular thing, any move you made, any thing you said, anything that you would go back and change?
Yeah, I wouldn't vote for Jackson anymore.
Really?
Yeah,
That's a hot take.
I would have voted for Holly. Yeah. Um, I just I think that there's something to be said for what I've learned post Big Brother is that it who you are in the house is also, and the social climate of the
Mm-hmm.
outside of the house is a part of the game. And I left that at the door, just like my morals. I left everything out the door and I just focused on game, game, game. And
Mm-hmm.
I do think that Jackson played a better game than Holly, but I think she played a great game.
Mm-hmm.
I just like her better as a person, and I wish that the money went to her instead.
Well, from what he told Julie Chen, I don't know that the money really went to him either because
It,
doesn't
it
seem like he
it's
has any of it
gone.
left.
It's
It's
gone.
gone.
And
I was
I
really
wish that I
shocked to
gave,
find that out.
yeah. I
So,
wish that I wish that that money went to Holly instead. And I wish that I didn't just care about the game in that
and
moment.
and from a him like to be like nice to him for a second, I don't know that he was ready to receive that money either, you know? Like I don't know that the universe was ready for him to receive that money at the time.
He should have never been allowed in the house.
Uh,
That's the real tea. But that's not
yeah.
his fault. That's
Yeah.
what it really comes down to.
Right. You have to make sure you do a little bit more uh what's the word?
Yeah. You gotta
Background checking and
yeah.
just yeah. Yeah, checking into what's going on with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if that's
Um,
the only thing I would do different. Nothing with my game. It played out the way it was supposed to play out. I was fighting until the last second. Like the Cliff and Nicole were voting for me to stay until, I kid you not, 30 seconds before we went live. Big Brother, the producers are screaming at us on the loudspeaker in the house. You have to go sit in the living room. We are about to go live, and no one's sitting in the living room. Stop what you're doing. Go. We are in the middle of our live show. Go sit in the living room
wow.
right now. So I listened. They didn't. And in that 30 seconds, they changed back.
So actually what you would change is not listening to
Maybe
production.
not listening. Yeah. Maybe like not listen to production and just get up and
Yeah.
I could have maybe like gone a little bit more rogue during the live show. Like, but that's not me. That's just not who I am. And that's okay.
I
Yeah.
love to hear that. That's pretty interesting that it really was that close.
It,
I also love Cliff. I haven't given him enough credit here because I love watching his YouTube videos. He does like great live feed updates, especially for people that um like don't really keep up with the live feeds at all. Like he does a really good job of like explaining it to people,
yep.
and he goes to like cats parties, and
Yep.
he's a real one. I love him.
He's such a real one. It's so funny because you look at people like it I in the house, my two biggest threats I thought were Cliff and Kat. And it's
Really.
because we were playing such similar games. And yet you look at someone like Cliff and me, we could not be more different. But yet we were playing such similar games and I saw it, so I was so threatened by him. And he felt the same way about me, which is ultimately why he could not
Mhm.
keep me. Like we were both too threatened by each other. We were both
Yeah.
playing super social. We were good with everybody. We were good at competitions, but we were like just being ourselves, and like we are positive people. So that positivity was working as a strategy for both of us. And I knew that he knew what he was doing, and he knew that I knew that it was just, we were really like, we
Yeah.
saw each other for what each other were. And that's ultimately, I think, why he was so threatened by me, and vice versa. Um, but now, post game, I have the most respect for Cliff because I think he is a genius. I think he's one of the best players that we've seen in the game, in the history of the
Wow.
game. And I think that he deserves a second chance more than so many other people that we've seen back. He's
His whole thing with Kat, the whole season, I loved that whole shtick
Yep,
that they had. It was
yep,
great. And when Julie got nervous, whenever he pulled, he was like, she was like, "Oh, what are you doing?" Whenever it was like he
yep.
pulled out a card to be like the
I'm not.
DNA test results.
That was
Julie was like,
great.
you could tell that she did not, that you guys
Yep.
had not even filled production in on this because
Nope.
she was like,
So
do
good.
this quickly,
Oh,
please.
Cliff is so good, and Kat was so good. Kat didn't know Big Brother that well at that point. Now she does, but like she was
And now,
instinctually so good at the game because she was just fun but super smart, and people
from what I
underestimate.
understand, she's like a big live feeder as well now. Like she'll have it
Mhm.
on like all of her devices. Like
Yep.
she's not just interviewing,
Nope.
she's keeping up with the live feeds because,
Hmm.
and I know she is because when she interviewed Daniel Durston,
Yep.
that I could tell she watched that crap
Oh
live.
yeah.
She was like, "But you said this and you did
Yep.
that," and yeah. So I love it. I
Yeah.
love a girl that can get spicy when she needs to. So,
Yeah. Kat's amazing. She really is. She's great. Yeah.
okay. So, what is your favorite Big Brother season and favorite Big Brother player, except for yourself, of course, of all time?
Um. My gosh, this is hard. You know what I really love is Helen Kim from BB15. I think that she was a great player, and I watching Big Brother as a fan, I was always drawn to the woman who knew what was going on and had the cast wrapped around her finger, like the powerhouse woman player. That's who I was always drawn to. Those were always my favorites. Vanessa Russo. Um, I love Jess Graff because she always had a read on the house. She knew everything that was going
Mm-hmm.
on.
She did.
So I love
But
her.
justice for Helen. Let's just add that in there. Justice for
Oh,
Helen.
but Helen might be the top player.
Yeah, she's great.
Um, I also love Ian from 14. I think
Oh,
he's a
yes.
great player.
I can't
Love
wait to see him on Traders.
Me too. I think he's
Oh,
gonna be great. Uh, love Nicole Franzel. Think that she's just like, I love how much she loves it, and
she does.
she's just unapologetic about that. I think that's great. Um, who else? I need to like look back and see like cast list to know, but
My favorite is BB6 because I always enjoyed the chaos.
yes,
And my favorite is Janelle. And
yes,
I know that's controversial, but she truly
no,
is my favorite. And I think it's because BB6, I would have been in like seventh grade or something.
yep,
So that was like the height of me not only still like because I mean I watched Big Brother from the beginning, but I was so much younger at the time because
hmm
but at that point I was fully grasping what was going on and Janelle just like became my idol, you know?
yep.
Like
No, I totally get it.
I
She,
just loved a
me
girl
too.
that was willing to like snatch a key from somebody's hand and grab a veto from
Yep,
somebody during a competition. Like she was going to do the damn thing. She was going to do whatever she had to do to win and I always respected that.
100%.
So,
Yeah,
um
I love her too. There's
is
so
there
many.
anybody from this season? You know, something I've noticed that they're doing a lot more than they've
Oh,
done before is the typecasting.
you know
Oh, sorry,
what?
what were you
One
gonna
more
say?
thing I have to say. Sorry, before the typecasting thing. My new favorite player is Chelsea from last season.
Oh, okay, she's really good.
She is my
She played a
perfect
great game.
player. The perfect balance between, oh, hi, Joey. My husband just got here. Um,
Hi, Joey.
hi, Joey. Okay, so Chelsea is the perfect balance between sweet, spicy, knows when to be. She's very authentic, but she knows, like, she just was well balanced. I just felt
she
like she was great.
she had a connection with every single
Yep.
person. She did not have a negative connection with
Nope.
anyone at any point in time. The
Nope.
only negative connection she had was the comical caught stealing situation during the janky world. And I think everyone was just,
I
a
don't even
little,
remember that right now, honestly.
well, she had the little like love, not a showmance, but like she maybe
Oh,
kind of liked Cam a
yes.
little bit, and so
I
did
forgot about
Mackenzie,
that.
and there was like the whole like Chelsea pouted just a little bit over who's
Yeah,
gonna sleep next to Cam, but it
yeah,
was
yeah.
more
I
like
forgot about
comical
that.
for me, than anything. But
Isn't it funny
Chelsea,
how,
fantastic player.
yeah, she's actually my favorite, honestly, because she was
Yeah,
just well rounded. She just, for me, she was it. I loved watching her play. that's the kind of player that I respond to. Someone who's just like more covert, like you said, and just like calculated and strategic and calm and just like
So
it.
who do you respond to this season for BB27? I know it's early. We've only had 2 episodes and what, 2, 3 days of feeds.
Yeah,
But
well,
who do you respond to right now?
are you finding that the preseason interviews are completely different than what we're?
Yes.
Because
So
I'm like,
that's what I was gonna. Oh, I didn't get. I have both of us have like this squirrel brain. Um, I I could not. What was I gonna say? Typecasting. Okay,
yeah,
so I was gonna touch on that actually. That's funny that you were going to as well. Um, I've noticed that they are typecasting a lot more than they used to.
okay,
Like okay, your season you had Cliff, he wore the cowboy hat, but he wasn't like some big bull rider guy,
right,
Like
yep,
but they're really typecasting hard the last couple of seasons I've noticed. And it's like I think that they're almost wanting like okay, the one guy he plays the Dungeons and Dragons, but that's not his profession. But then like on the article they listed it as his profession. It's his
yeah,
hobby and he enjoys it.
right.
But why do you need to like do you want it to stand out that badly?
Yeah, they want people to be
He's a
known.
personal trainer. Like
Yeah, he's literally a personal trainer. I think they just want people to have a thing so we know how to identify them right away. Like we're like,
yeah.
oh, he's a Dungeons and but yeah, I agree with you. They're looking for almost like a shtick with each person.
Yeah, and I guess we don't get that much time to know them before, and I understand why because the whole alternate we've had a couple issues with like the alternate got chosen for some reason,
Yep,
and then where it was like where's the girl where's the
yep,
one we saw, um, but I do believe that it kind of um it's hard to get to know these people like Survivor. We get like 3-4 weeks to really get to read those bios, watch those interviews
yep.
before the show starts. I think maybe they're trying to be like, all right, we've got to get a reason for these people to tune in here. We got to put the
Yes.
dungeon master out there, like.
Uh-huh. That makes sense.
So, but is there anybody like I know that they typecasted them hard or casted is not a word. I'm a Kentucky person. Okay, I say wrong things. They type. So speaking of that's another thing you asked me about that. That's another reason why I know they're never gonna pick me because I know I have an accent, but like to me, I don't. Like there are people that are like way worse here. Like
You know,
Beast
I
Mode
actually
Cowboy
don't
is
think you
Kentucky.
have I don't think you have an accent, honestly. I don't hear it. I don't think it's that thick. I really
Well,
don't.
that's good. That's good
You
to know.
you just
Well,
said Kentucky and
so
I'm
Kentucky
shocked.
has two metropolitan cities where there's like Lexington and Louisville. I'm in Lexington. So like it's, I'm in the second blue city of the state. Like
Okay.
there's only two of us. I really just don't know that especially with the heavy typecasting that they're doing right now. Um, they don't want a Kentuckian that looks and sounds like me. They want they want the whistle nut. Like
Uh-huh.
I've always kind of said that, and then now it's really becoming more apparent. Like Beast Mode Cowboy, he was from like a BFE town in Kentucky. Chef Joe, he wasn't. He was from Louisville, but I think he had other things about him that were maybe attractive. But that's the only ones I think. Oh, they do have a Kentucky in this season, but immediately I was like, he is not from Kentucky. I can tell he's not from Kentucky. Like he was
Oh,
probably born here. The Utah guy,
oh,
Zay. He's not like I can just tell by the way he talks. He's very Utah. Like I could hear the Utah
yes.
accent.
Agreed.
So I'm thinking that he like was like born here. I don't
Yeah,
like.
that makes sense.
But anyways, no, I think that they would not select a Kentuckian like me. But
I know what you're saying. I get what you're putting down, but I do think that like I feel like they were doing more typecasting with my era because there was always
really,
like the handful of like jocks and popular girls. Then there were the 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 what's it called? The older guy, the quirky girl, one gay guy.
mhm.
There's always one gay guy every
Oh,
season. Even
okay. Listen,
still,
I put on my BB bingo card. I'm so pissed. I put on my BB bingo card that we were supposed to have our first beat queer showmance.
nope, never
Well,
gonna.
that went right out the window as soon as I saw the cast because I was like, who's he gonna showmance with? Like,
I know, and it's just so.
I
I
was really
know
hoping for a queer showmance this year, but oh well.
it's really tricky because I try and look at things from the business perspective, from like CBS's perspective, and I think that if they look
Yeah.
at their demographic of who's watching the show, the ultimate goal is for audiences to watch and see themselves in these players.
Yeah.
So it's tricky because you want to they want to represent the demographics that are watching the show, but
Hmm.
in order to make change, you have
But
to
you've also got
rules.
16 people.
Yeah,
You could increase
absolutely.
it to 18, throw two
Yeah,
people in there.
I agree with that. I
They've
completely
had
agree with that.
seasons with more than 16 before. So they
Yeah,
have one right now, they're 17. Um,
you're 100% right.
you know,
Yeah,
I don't want to be too harsh on CBS, but I mean, why couldn't you? Okay, sure, here's your demographic, but
right.
it's only one more person. They could have cast one more person that they knew was Jimmy's type, even
Yeah,
like because they ask those types of questions, like what's your type?
I
They
know.
do that already with the men and the women because
100%.
I could
Did it
tell
with me.
already right off the bat which girls
Yep.
were placed for possibly a showmance with which guys.
They throw it in our down our
And Big
throats.
Brother has a better success rate they have the best success rate for showmances turning into actual marriages
Hmm.
than any show.
Yep.
How cool would it be to have our first queer marriage or partnership come out of Big Brother and then have our first uh,
It would be
have their first babies, and it would be so fun. But
it would be
anyways, I
amazing.
could rant about that for like so many years.
I
Um
don't know why they don't do that. I really don't. But
I think it's coming. I think it's coming. I think they were definitely ahead of their time, in my view, with BB17 having their first trans woman on the show. I actually thought would consider that ahead of the time because it was
absolutely,
really
absolutely.
controversial opinion at the time.
But then they never did it again. So that's messed up.
We're getting somewhere. We've got new rules. We've got new rules in place, and we're starting to get rid of words on the show, and
Yes.
we're
Yeah.
I'm giving them grace. We're moving
Nice.
on.
That is nice.
But no,
Yeah.
I would love to be on, but I just don't know if.
Don't limit yourself. That don't take the no before the no is given to you.
Yeah, but you've been to a million casting. I mean, I
Hmm?
presume you've been through a million casting processes, so you're like, oh, a no is a no. All they can say is no. Me, I'm like, it's gonna hurt my feelings. Like,
I
I'm
know.
a finance. I work in finance, so
Okay.
like I'm not.
Yeah, I hear you. I
I
do.
don't have to hear no. I get to say no. Like you can't
Yeah,
buy that with the company card. Like,
I hear you. But it's
um,
worth it because
maybe
I,
one day I will.
I truly believe that if you just keep going, keep showing up, and if you have something special, which I think you do, then I feel like it will
Thank you.
happen. It's just a matter of time. So like even if you get a no, it's not a no, it's a not right now. But like
Yeah, valid.
how I've always thought about it. I'm telling you, I would just keep going back. I'd be like, great, doesn't matter. I'll go next year. Great, going again. Can't wait. And then it worked out. So I don't know. I just think that
I'll do it for you, Tommy.
I think it would be very cool to
I'll do it for
have.
you.
Please do. Yeah, I think you'd bring a great perspective on the show. I really
I'll
do.
wait till Rachel's. Definitely wait till Rachel's back so I can. Maybe I'll. Maybe Brendan will see my videos and tell her I'm great on them.
Yes, he might have a little more pull than I do.
Yeah. No, okay, so we squirrel brained our way away from
Yes.
my final question. So final question. Who's resonating with you right now
Okay.
on the cast, and also just kind of roll into like what do you think about this combination? I kind of said already that I do think this is a good cast for Rachel because not a lot of them know who she is fully.
Right.
It doesn't feel like they do. So,
Yeah. I mean, even my Joey, my husband, was like, he's like, he knows Rachel just because I know Rachel. Like, not like
yeah.
he doesn't know her as the reality star. He knows her
Mm.
because my cousin was on Traders with her. He knows her because we
Wait,
talk on the.
who's your cousin that was on Traders with her?
My cousin was on season 1 of Traders, Angelica. She was
That's
one.
your cousin?
Hmm?
Stop it.
Yeah, she's like my sister. She's my best friend. Yeah.
Your whole
So
family is just
what
like fun.
what
I
happened
love that.
was, thanks. Yeah. So my dad and my and Angelica were alternates for the circle. They were going to catfish as me, and they were flown out to LA. They stayed out there. The Spice Girls wound up replacing them. And
Mm.
then afterwards, Studio Lambert called my cousin because they knew her from that casting. And then they just cast her on the Traitors. She didn't even have to audition.
That's awesome. I've noticed because I interviewed Amy, who was on the Summit. Did you watch the Summit? I actually enjoyed the
I
Summit.
loved the
Okay,
Summit.
I'm pissed that they canceled it. I
Me too.
thoroughly enjoyed it, but apparently I was the only freaking person. I truly believe I was the only person that I have a whole series on the Summit on my TikTok. I think I'm the only person that covered the Summit. Like,
That's so
but
funny.
I
But I loved
loved
it.
it.
Me
Okay,
too.
so Mama Amy, I interviewed her,
I mean,
and she was kind of talking about how that entire cast, none of them applied for the Summit.
they were
None of
pulled from
them
other
knew.
things.
And so I think one or two were pulled from Survivor, one or two were pulled from Big Brother. And she literally said that even when they left, all she knew is that she was going to New Zealand, I think it was. That's all she knew.
Wow.
So she thought like, oh, it's going to be like some kind of Survivor-esque something. Like she knew that they were going to be like backpacking potentially, something of that
Right.
nature, and that it would be New Zealand because she knew where she was flying. But that is literally all she knew. And she gets there and she said that what did they call, oh, maybe it was the Summit that he said, but whatever it is, she lives like in North Car, I think she lives close to like Myrtle Beach or something. But anyways, her property, they have a big sign on her property and they named that property the Summit. I think it was the Summit. I'm pretty sure they named it the Summit. And so she looked around like, are you kidding? Like she thought it was a joke at first because she was like, they knew that that's what she named her property. So she was like, is this am I being like catfished like right now? Like am I punked? Like
Oh my gosh.
yeah, so and that's how little she knew. And like there were so many things that she told me. Like she was like, yeah, there were so many cool things about that interview. But yeah, so I learned from that and then from Kenny, because Kenny originally started applying for BB and BB19.
Okay.
And I think he almost made it to one, and same thing, he was like an alternate or almost made it to alternate status or something of that
Uh,
nature, similar to yourself. It took a couple seasons, and then I think him and Renee maybe were looking at Amazing Race at one point, but
okay.
because they're young kids, they were like, well, we can't both go. You know, it was like an inner working, like, what show can we put this guy on? We know we
Yep.
want him. What show can we fit him into?
Got it.
So
Um, yeah, so that's what they do. Who was the girl on the Summit? I loved her. She was,
kitty kitty meow meow, the girl with the
oh
cat
my
ears.
gosh. No, it was not her. It was she was like kind of like the villain in the end, but she made it to the end. Blonde,
Oh, the woman, was it the
white
lady that
girl,
was, oh no.
young. Oh, I loved the black girl too. That was in the
Yeah,
end.
I was gonna say, was it the black girl that was playing for to do IVF with her wife?
Yes,
I loved her.
I'm forgetting all of their names right
Yeah, me too. So the one guy, the one that was crying on every single competition because he hated heights. And
now. Yes.
that's another thing that's so important to know about the Summit. He hated heights, and the whole time I was like, you know what you signed up for as a viewer. I just feel like it would do them a little bit more justice to tell us viewers a little bit more, because it's like that would fully round off his story better if he didn't know what he was getting into.
Right.
Because
Right.
I'm looking at him like, why are you whining? You know what you got
You
into.
signed up
Like,
for this, right?
yeah, but
He's like, I
that
didn't
was not
know.
true. He signed up for Survivor. Like,
Wow.
which, I mean, yeah, there could be heights in Survivor, but not
But
like
not
the
like that.
Summit. No.
No, who was the girl?
I
She
can't
was like
remember. The blonde chick.
blonde girl, yes.
Yeah,
And
I know who you're
everyone wound up
talking about.
everyone wound up not liking her in the end.
Yeah,
Like, or she had enemies, but I
yeah.
loved her. I want to see her on something
I'm
else.
glad to hear that you like the Summit. That's pretty cool because
Loved the Summit.
it's canceled.
Oh,
There's no more Summit.
I'm so sad about that. So, I mean, we're
Okay,
going.
so I know there's a lot of typecast, and I know that things are different
Yes.
from what they were presented originally, but who right
Well,
now, after watching like the 2 days of feeds we've gotten, who do you like?
well, it's ironic because I'll tell you who my fantasy team is, and
Oh, you
they're
have a
not.
fantasy team?
Yes, I do
I
a
love
fantasy
it.
team. It's so
Oh,
fun. I picked Ashley, who I wanted to, like, I was like, she's it. She's gonna win. I'm obsessed with her. And then she was wild on the feeds, and I'm like, is this the same person who?
Showergate was wild. But
I
also,
know.
let me stand up for her for 5 seconds, because how do they even know it was 2 hours? Like, there's like what, one or two little teeny tiny clocks. Like, it just
Yeah,
felt like the story was growing like a game of telephone. But
yeah,
I mean, it also was wild to even consider using the HOH bathroom on to shower on night one before the HOH had the effort. Even though he offered it,
yeah. It doesn't matter. Like,
social faux pas,
yeah,
you know.
right. Like, you got to get in, get out. Then, like, no one should have enough time to be even guessing that you were in there for 2 hours. It's
It's
too
my
long.
birthday and we just cut the cake and you grab the first slice. You know, like,
Exactly right.
we're all about to eat it, but maybe like let that person have the cake first, you know?
Exactly. So, but I'm like, this is the same girl who I watched say, like, answer those questions. Like, because
She's
even,
not acting like an attorney in the house.
well, here's the other thing though. Then I was thinking, like, putting myself in her shoes. She took this shower, and now everyone's talking behind her back, and like, she is getting paranoid. But and everyone's like, just be regular. But it's making it harder because
Yeah.
she's like, I don't know how to be regular right now because I'm trying to, everything I do, I'm like being called paranoid or either yeah. So I do feel bad for her, but I'm curious if we're gonna get the same girl that I got in her preseason interviews, or if I've just misread this situation completely. So I'm curious about her.
I got heat for Will because I put Will towards the top of my list.
I
And
think
here's why.
he,
I loved his answer to they asked him something. He gave basically an answer of, well, when people are moping around talking about how cold it is um and how bored they are and how much they miss their family, I would be like, you signed up for this, let's go, let's put your bootstraps on, let's go. I could tell that he was cast to be similar to what they thought Kenny was going to be last year, but Kenny was not aware. He is very open about how unaware he was that he would really miss his kids. Like, it
yeah,
really took a toll on him. And
yeah,
like, all of us thought he was throwing competitions, and he said he wasn't, but it was just too hard for him to get his head in the game.
yeah,
And then being put on the block week one really, hurt your morale, I guess. But
yeah,
I think Will has that potential. The only thing that, after watching the feeds, I would say has changed my mind slightly about him is I thought he was going to go right at it to build his basketball team that he talked about. And
yeah.
I'm not saying he hasn't, but and he did get into an alliance today. I don't know if you saw it, but he got into an alliance today with a bunch of guys. It's not the one he wants. I think he was just like offered and wasn't going to say no type of
Yep.
situation. But I think Will has strong potential. He's not performing the way I thought he would.
Right.
Um, but that's good though too, right? Like, we need some.
Yeah.
We not everybody needs to be talking on the first night.
100%.
So I was impressed with Will, and I also had the same feelings about Ashley. And I was like, as soon as I saw the shower thing, I was like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Like.
But that could have been edited. That's why we should have the live feed sooner,
Mhm.
because that could be edited so different than what
Yes.
it really was.
100%. I do agree with that. I love Jimmy for the chaos. I think he's gonna
Oh,
be for fun. He's great.
Jimmy, I cannot wait to see him throw. Apparently, he broke the sunglasses when he threw them off.
Oh
Not
my god.
wait. With him with that, and now everybody's giving. Speaking of The Office, everybody's
What?
with
What do you do?
Steve Carell. I guess in The Office had like this bandana for an episode around his head. So now
Yes.
people are like on Twitter making stickers of Steve Carell and
Oh,
like
with Jimmy as. Oh, that's so funny. That's great. That is great. See
but
that?
no, and Rachel cracked me up when Jimmy was talking to her. He's like, you think I should do it? And she's like, maybe you should like talk to the HOH first, but also as a fan,
I
that's
think it'd
great
be
TV.
great
Like, she was like
TV.
egging it on, like,
Yep.
because like, hey, if you do that, that's way less heat on me.
She's playing great. She's doing a great job.
She is. I'm excited for her.
I'm really impressed with her because she said it herself. She was never known to be a social player. She's doing a great job. She is really, really weaving her way into this cast. I think she's.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
excited.
excited for her. It'll be nice. I want her to do a good job because people look at her like she's just a legend because she's fun and she's wild and chaotic. But it'll be nice for people to put some respect on her name, like not just because she's an icon, but because she's a gamer. And
I
I
think
feel
that's
like,
what she's going for.
and we're seeing it already. So I'm
Mhm.
really, really excited for her.
I heard that she took some pointers from Dan and maybe read his book.
Great.
So that is really good for her because
Good.
she mentioned it. She's always had Brendan to fall back on. Like
Yep.
if she's popped off, she had him to
Mhm.
win a veto for her if she needed it.
Yep.
So
100%.
I am very excited about that. But is there anything else you want to plug before we hop off here? We've been talking forever.
It's
I
no,
mean,
I don't
your
need to.
show 99 above, 99 and below,
99 to beat.
99 to beat. When is that airing? Can you tell us when it's airing yet? Do we know?
Yes, September 24th. It airs on Fox and the next day on Hulu.
Okay, so I can catch it on Hulu.
Mhm.
Cool. Cool, cool,
Oh,
cool.
that's something else that I mean, I can go on tons of tangents, but
Yeah.
Fox they released a whole like article announcing that they're investing a lot into their reality TV department, and we're seeing they're doing the Snake right now. Are you watching that one?
I watched the first 2 episodes, I think. I haven't finished it, but
Well, they're annoying me because they're losing momentum because they'll release an episode, then wait 2 weeks, then release another episode.
oh, that's weird.
So it's very bizarre, but the show itself is really good. So
Wait,
give it.
what's the one that Spencer Pratt was on? Is that similar to what you're talking about with this article? Because Spencer Pratt was on something that was on Hulu, and
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know if it was a Fox thing or not, but he was on, and Cynthia Bailey was on there. They
I
had
don't
to like
know.
run out of a mansion,
Oh,
and
oh,
it was
yeah.
a great premise, actually. It was really
Was
fun to
it
watch.
Gotta Get Out or something? Or
Yeah,
like,
something like that.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yes. My family watched that one. I missed that one, but I think it might have been on Fox. They're doing Extracted. They're bringing back Fear Factor, but they're turning it into like a challenge version of
Ooh,
Fear Factor. I think it's going to be great.
I
And
love
99
that.
feet. And when we signed up, they told us it was for $100,000. When we get there, they surprise us on that day and they reveal that the prize is actually 1 million.
Okay, so I saw that on the trailer and I
Yeah,
was like, a
yeah. We had
million?
no idea. None.
I would be hearing like Lil Wayne in my head right now. A milli, a
A
milli.
million, a million, a million. Oh my gosh.
That would be like running through my head the whole time. Like, talk
It was
about fight,
crazy.
scratch, scream, steal. I would probably lie on Mary, Jesus, and
Yeah.
Joseph to get that million, you know?
Yeah,
That's a lot of money.
100,000. Like I showed up just like going to have a
You were
fun
like, yeah, it'll be
that.
fun, you know?
It'll be
Yeah.
fun. But then when they announced that prize, it
Stakes
changed
are high.
everything. So
Yeah.
the show
I'm
is
excited to
really,
watch. I will absolutely be watching that.
it's great. It really is. I hope it does
So,
well. I think it's really good. Anyway,
yeah.
so
So it'll be on Fox and then the
uh,
next day it'll air on Hulu.
Hulu. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is
Where are
that
you?
pretty much
Oh,
all
you're
you?
you're in
I'm in
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna
Are
say
you
oh,
in Jersey?
New York. I'm in Staten Island. So
Okay.
but close to Manhattan. So I think we're gonna throw a New York premiere party. I'm excited for that. It'll be fun.
That will be so fun. I
Yeah.
love that. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Well, it was so nice talking to you, Tommy, and
Yeah.
I really thank you a lot for, you know, coming and doing this interview. Not everybody would
You.
have, so that was really fun.
Oh
So,
my gosh, thank you. It's truly an honor. I told you
yeah.
I love your content, and it's just fun to connect with other Big Brother fans, and yeah, I'm grateful that we got to do it. So thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, you have a good day.
Thanks, you too.